Let's build a massive German bomber, shall we? Today, that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be doing a speed build of a massive German bomber. Now, I believe this is the first time I'm actually gonna be adding some pilots next to each other in an actual aircraft, which is insane. That's what makes this thing massive, because I haven't built anything this big just yet, which is kind of insane. Anyway, I couldn't move the pilot in the middle, so I just moved the other two pilots forwards, and we'll have that pilot sat back there as just an extra guy, I guess. From here, we're actually going to go ahead and make one of those dome cockpits that the Germans actually sort of ended up building quite a lot of, kind of like the Heinkel HE111, something like that. I do actually really like these cockpits, so in the future I'm probably going to build more, and as a side note, I think the fuselage on this one actually deserves better wings than what I actually give it. So, I don't know, later on we might actually build something really, really cool with the fuselage that we've built here. Whether that's actually true or not, I'm not sure. But anyway, we needed glass all the way around this thing, we needed glass all the way around this little bit right here. Unfortunately, I do have to click on every little, tiny little piece right here in order to do that, but in the end, it actually looks pretty good. From there, I wanted some struts around the outside, so this is what these are. And I wanted to make loads of little windows right here as well, because I thought that would look cool. And honestly, it does. It does look kind of awesome. But yeah, we have to put in all of these guys first, which, bit annoying. A little bit annoying. Anyway, I obviously haven't actually added bombs onto this thing just yet. There are no bombs that we can actually use properly in game, I don't think. I keep saying that, but actually I haven't really even tried to look for them. Because I haven't built a bomb bay yet, and that's something that I think will be kind of difficult. But that's okay. Anyway, right here, we're adding some little struts forwards, just so that it looks a little bit nicer. We then build a little bit around there as well, just to give it a little bit more support. And honestly, I actually think this looks really good. This looks really, really cool. A little bit like a B-29, yes, but it's not a B-29. So there you go. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and extend this guy backwards. I wanted to add some little windows right here because I thought it might look cool. But in the end, it doesn't really look that cool. Not really. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit cool. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and send this guy backwards from here. There you go, quite far. And we're going to build the back end. Now, I wanted some sort of like tail gunner on this thing as well. So that is where this bit comes in. I've lowered it down just so we could add a bit of a gun below the bobble that we're going to put above it. There you go. So I turn that back to a circle just above. And now we start building the bubble on the back. Yes. Essentially, it's the same thing as the thing on the front. But obviously it's on the back, so there you go. And it's smaller. It is a lot smaller. But here we go. We're going to do pretty much the exact same thing, where we build it all out, and it looks lovely. There you go. And then from there, I've decided we need to put those little cross sections in, those little window thingamabobbies, and I needed this bit on the end to be a lot smaller, so that's what that little bit is. Anyway, let's go ahead and add the glass. Here we go. I wanted to do it in steps because that's what I thought would look good. There you go, some little steps. And then I do believe I actually end up adding a step back there as well. I might change this slightly when we go back to it, but yeah, it's still pretty cool. Anyway, the entire end piece is going to turn into a window. So this is me turning it into a window. It does take some time. There is a lot to click on right here, and I'm not even sure I got all of it. I tried though, so that's the main thing. And there we go. Honestly, this fuselage looks amazing. I really like it. I end up filling in those windows right there though. We're saving it as the massive German bomber because that is what it is to me right now. It is a pretty big bomber. And now it's time for the wings. So I didn't think the wings would actually look this good. They look a little bit better than what I expected. Whether they look good or not is a different story though. I'm not sure they look good, but we'll see. We'll see what you guys think. Anyway, I wanted to build it so that it actually fit into the fuselage. I start moving the bit at the front backwards, just so that looks a little bit better. I then extend it again and move that bit backwards again, and then we start moving it backwards from there. A little bit of a V shape at the back. Honestly, I think that usually looks pretty good. From here, I was struggling a little bit as to some inspiration as to where to put the engines. And I came up with this. Honestly, this bit right here is kind of lazy, and I don't think is a very nice design overall. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. It's literally just like a cylinder through the wings, and the engines go in there. Now, unfortunately, I did end up adding an engine in front of an engine, which doesn't make much sense, but I wanted to keep the view right, so that we actually had like the vent at the front. But unfortunately, that's something that might have actually hindered my build, maybe a little bit. So here it is. This is me trying to put in an engine. Here we go. I make it relatively large. I just want it to fit, and honestly, that looks pretty good. There you go. So, now that we've put that in, actually, one thing that I do want to say is that I didn't actually add afterburners to any of these because it's based on like a World War II fighter, bomber. But yeah, I don't think they would need afterburners. I say they don't think they need it. They might need it, but they don't necessarily need it, if that makes sense. Or they might not necessarily get one, but there you go. Anyway, this is me making the flaps a little bit bigger there. I wanted the front end to look a little bit nicer as well. And then we actually just needed some extra wings on the back end as well, which, yeah, I don't know whether I've done this right either, but we'll see. We need to see if it actually flies, because I'm not entirely sure it will. And it still doesn't actually have landing gears, so that's another thing. It needs some landing gear. There we go. All right, cool. So there we go. It's sort of like a flying wing type thing. I think you can call this a flying wing. I'm almost certain. Because it doesn't have any sort of like extra bits. There are no extra bits. It is literally just this. So I guess we have built a flying wing. Although sometimes they don't have proper fuselages, do they? I don't know whether that counts. I'm not sure whether that counts. Anyway, I thought these might end up having struts on the back so that we can actually extend them out to have like vertical stabilizers and horizontal stabilizers behind the aircraft, which might still make sense, to be fair, but we haven't done that. But yeah, I lowered this in, I sent it forwards, and essentially I just made it smaller and smaller and smaller until it merged with the boom. There you go, look at that. Nice. There you go. Do it again, make it a little bit smaller back there, and a little bit smaller back there, and there we go. I then need to make it look nicer on the back. I wasn't sure what to do with this area, so I scooted it backwards to there, and I think I ended up just making it smaller. There you go. Don't know what that is. Genuinely don't know what that is. Looks like we've just put a slug on top of the wing, but there you go. All right, is this paint? Is this paint time? Oh man. Okay, so everything starts off very metallic and very shiny, but that's fine. This is our paint job so far. I couldn't remember what I called it, but that's okay. And there we go. It's green. It is now green. Okay, what do we do from here? I split the wing into two pieces. I do that because we need to have roll and pitch on the wing. Okay, so this is going to be roll, this is going to be pitch, this is going to be flaps, and I believe that's flaps as well. Were they both flaps? I think so. I wasn't sure whether to add canards to this as well because that would be kind of cool. But I don't think I did in the end. But I might in the future. We might do that. Anyway, this is the vertical stabilizers going on. I made them squidged. I pushed them down into the actual aircraft itself. And hopefully I actually made it look pretty nice. I did also extend this bit backwards quite a bit in the end as well. Because I thought it was just a little bit too far forward. Which, honestly, I'm almost certain it was. But anyway, here it is. We're going to try and extend it all backwards like so. And that looks really cool. That actually looks really cool. From here, I think we go on to painting. There you go. There's a little bit of brown on there. Then we change it to like a little bit of a different brown. There you go. And there's actually quite a lot of painting goes on here. This is the blue. So this is the underside trying to get painted on here. I don't think I do a necessarily like bad job with this. In fact, I actually think this is one of the best jobs I do of an underside. Which is interesting because I generally don't do it very well. But this is me trying my best, okay? This is me trying my best. So we get a blue underside. I then go ahead and try and paint all of this to make it look normal. There you go. And yeah, it actually looks pretty good. The only thing that happens is the engines, for some reason, have a bit of a panic. And they change to be like flat, like matte paint. Which I'm not entirely sure why that happens. But I'm almost certain it happens, which is really weird. So yeah, I end up painting this bit again. But honestly, I think we do a pretty good job with this. And that's essentially what it looks like, which is pretty awesome. From there, I'm going to go ahead and try and add some decals to the wings. It is going to be German, so I'm going to go ahead and put these guys on. I also put them on the vertical stabilizers as well, on the inside and the outside. That seems like a lot, but that's fine. That's fine. And then I put these guys on. Yes, they're at a bit of an angle at the back, but that's okay. for the front of the wings, I actually added this, which is just like a bit of white, which honestly looks pretty good to me. And then I need to sort out the rest of this. There you go. A little bit of brown, a little bit of green, and there we go. Honestly, that looks sick. Oh, I think this might be the bit where I change it all by accident. Yeah. So I wanted the front end to look nice, so I ended up actually splitting it right there. And that changed the wing. And as you guys can see, now it's matte paint, which is actually kind of annoying, to be honest. But I do end up fixing this in the end, so don't worry too much about that. And yeah, it also painted the bottom side as well, which I do end up going onto the silver bit, but that's okay. That's fine. I think we've done an awesome job with this. I think the paint scheme, actually pretty good. The way that it looks, actually pretty sexy. And yeah, I think we did a good job. And here it is, guys. So we have our pilot in the back. That is actually the pilot back there. We then have these two guys as well. Honestly, they should be the pilots, but that's fine. We have our wings. This bit actually got sorted in the end, which is pretty nice. And honestly, it actually looks pretty good. The only thing I would say is that maybe we do actually need these to actually strut out on the back. And give it a horizontal stabilizer further backwards. That would also allow us to actually move these guys backwards, and I think that would look good too. However, what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to add some landing gear. Don't know how that's going to go. I feel like this landing gear has to be ginormous in order to actually work, but let's see. In fact, how about we give it slightly strange landing gear, and we go with it all sort of in the center. We just make it all a little bit bigger. So let's go with this. There we go. Move it upwards. There we go. I am going to angle it out sideways. Yeah, just like that kind of thing. I'm going to increase the height to about 1. There we go. Increase the diameter of this to be absolutely massive. Increase the diameter of that to be the same. And then the wheels are going to be ginormous too. There we go. But they're going to be angled downwards. So wheel angle is going to be like this. 36, I get, no, a little bit less, tiny bit, there we go, 35, 34, there, like that, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and stick that out a little bit too, if we can, so travel is going to go down to there. And then essentially, I want to grab the same wheels, or the same landing gear, and do the same at the back, I guess. So let's go ahead and do this, not too far back, because that'll be weird, but here we go, do it in right there. And we're going to push it in and up, and hopefully that will look good. Here we go. So like this. Maybe move it down a slight little bit. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of that needs to poke out, but that's okay. All right, there we go. Good. All right, that's probably fine. So they need to be able to retract. So let's go ahead and push that and do this into the actual aircraft itself. We're going to do that on this side as well. So retract, 122, retract. 122 again. Here we go. So they all actually retract into the aircraft. Bam. There we go. Is this landing gear going to be strong enough? I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, here we go. Retract. Yes. There we go. So there we go. Right, let's go ahead and see if we can actually take off from the ground. I have a bit of a feeling that we won't be able to, but we'll try. We're also going to shove a fuel tank in there, because that makes sense. And we're just going to go for it. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this thing will actually take off. I genuinely don't know whether it will or whether it won't. My flaps... Oh, they're not actually working. The flaps don't actually seem to be doing anything, so don't rely on those at all. Our speed is actually pretty quick. We're going quite fast. So let's go ahead and try and pitch up here. We're going 200 miles an hour. We're going 250 miles an hour. I think I need to move the landing gear forwards. Okay, yeah, that didn't work out, did it? I need to move the landing gear forwards, otherwise we're gonna have massive issues. Okay, right. There, right, okay, so that landing gear has been moved forwards. We'll actually move this bit forwards too, and that'll be fine. It is quite strange landing gear, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, if we move this up a tiny bit. There, now they're more in line with each other, so it's not actually true. We need to move it up and sideways. So move it up to there, and then move it in. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Oh, I know what's actually messing me up here. Obviously, it gets smaller towards the back, and also this is a different shape. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we'll leave them like that. I think that's okay. Let's go ahead and save it. From there, I think I do actually want to drag this bit backwards so that it actually pokes out back here somewhere. I think that's honestly just going to look better, so let's go ahead and do this. From here, we're actually going to go ahead and extend this guy backwards. Kind of just like this. And then we could just have it go back there. There you go. As well as like a horizontal stabilizer too. I think that'll look nice. Yeah. Okay, let's go and do this to 0. Bam. Actually, no, the other one. 0.2 and 0.1. There we go. Do this. And then extend it one more time. Make it 0 right there. Okay, fantastic. So, let's go ahead and say that that's okay. Let's go ahead and drop this guy down onto there. Okay, that is, I mean, that's crazy, but sure. And then we need I guess a horizontal stabilizer somewhere. I don't know where though. Alright, so what I'm actually thinking is we take the vertical stabilizers and we just shove them onto here like this. We then take it to the other side as well, and we do the same thing. Now that honestly means there is a lot of these symbols everywhere, but that's okay, right? That's fine. Here we go, grab this. We're going to shove it onto here in the exact same location as that one. And then we're going to flip it over. So, oh, this is going to be tricky. Well, not tricky. Actually, no, wait, this one, if we put it on this side. Oh, why is it flipped? No, don't flip. Because every time I take it across this line, it... Oh, that's so annoying. That's really annoying. It shouldn't. Oh. Oh. Okay, is there a way of just flipping this, like, fully? I don't know. Like, mirroring it. Is there a way to mirror it? I'm not sure. I mean, that's completely fine, isn't it? That is probably completely fine. Okay, right, cool. So, let's go ahead and add pitch to this. There we go. We'll also add pitch to this. We'll get rid of this guy, and maybe that will work. I don't know. I feel like it should, but I'm actually not sure. I don't know. Let's try it again. All right, here we go. Down the runway, together. I might actually add steering wheels at the front as well, but maybe in the future. Let's just try and get it into the air for right now, and we'll go from there. Because this is a beast. It is actually a beast. Here we go. We're almost going 200 miles an hour. Okay. Let's go ahead and try and pitch up. And also we have flaps, so let's go ahead and use those too. Oh, we bounced. Oh, what is going on at the back? Okay, right, we need to change those. So, our vertical stabilizers, no, our horizontal ones, let's go ahead and do this. So grab it here and here and do this further forwards. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this guy and this guy as well, up to there. That has messed that thing up completely. We're then going to grab these guys and we're going to do this. There you go, so we have really big ones. We're then going to have to do the exact same thing on this guy, which is kind of annoying because I can't see where it was. But let's go ahead and try. So these guys up to there. I think this guy was actually back here, but that's fine. There we go. These two are going to go this way to a certain point. And then this guy and this guy are going to go up there as well. To about there. Okay, I don't think this is correct. It might be, though. Right, we're just going to leave it like that. It looks very weird and very strange, but that's fine. Okay, I think the inside ones were actually the wrong way around, too. So let's do this. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Oh, guys, I forgot to actually show you, but essentially it took off very, very easily this time, so that's good. And now we are actually flying. Okay, so let's go ahead and set ourselves some sort of autopilot, set current. We'll go with altitude, let's go with like 750. There you go, 750. And Mach, I don't know, engage. There we go. Alright, cool. So our altitude currently is 1,716. Why are we rolling like this? I have no idea. Let's set flaps to 0. What is happening? Autopilot, disengage. Okay, it was just rolling. Oh, roll is inverted. That's why. That's why it was doing that. But honestly, this plane actually flies really nicely. Obviously, there's a lot of wing area, but that's fine. Yeah. This is sick. Okay, what I'm going to do is paint these guys, so let's do that. Luckily, it has actually saved our palette, so we can actually just do something like this. There you go, just go ahead and blurt that on there. There we go, very nice. We can then just go ahead and do something like this, and something like this. There you go. And then just randomly dab things on there. Here we go. There you go. Lovely. Okay, that looks a bit much like I've painted it, but that's fine. Anyway, we need to go to the underside, and we actually need to paint this guy as well. So let's grab this, and get painting. Yes. Okay, wrapping 0. I don't know what the front means. Is that just like the side that I'm looking at is the front? I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and paint over that. There we go. I'm then going to have to be extremely careful with painting this piece. So let's do that. And that. There we go. I don't mind if it's not quite perfect. It should be okay, though. There we go. Okay, we'll leave it like that for now. And then we'll do this side. And that'll be awesome. Yeah. Okay, so I actually just came up with a kind of a cool idea for this, actually. I don't know whether it's going to work, though. So I know that Messier has made a flying aircraft carrier. And I know that there was a bunch of, like, designs for flying aircraft carriers in the past. Like the B-36 carrying a Goblin. But, what is that? The XF-85, I think it's called. But how about this plane turns into it's a bomber, but it carries its own escort plane in between its rear fins. I think that would be sick. So that might be what we actually end up doing in the future. Maybe. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys actually want to see that. But anyway, let's go ahead and take off. Here we go. Landing gear up. There we go. I need to make some of that steerable, otherwise we're going to have some issues. But yeah, this thing flies extremely nicely. Roll is still inverted. Roll is literally still inverted. So let's go ahead and flip that over to the other side. There we go. Let's go ahead and make the front wheels steerable, which might be a bad idea. Who knows? We'll go ahead and do this to about 20. And yeah, that's it. Good. Alright, does the landing gear steering actually work? Yes, it does. We will be able to keep ourselves on the actual runway this time. That is fan-dabby-dozy, and essentially that's what you want. Gonna go ahead and drop the flaps again. If I just dab the pitch, it should actually just sort of take off. Oh, I haven't angled that landing gear. I thought I did, but I haven't angled it, so that needs angling. But other than that, everything is actually fine. Oh, and the fact that you can see the wheels on the inside, just ignore that. Just ignore it. Anyway, up to space we go. There we go, nice. So this thing is powered by 4 jet engines that are actually quite large. Not gonna lie, they are actually quite big. And they're very good, actually. They're very useful, which is nice. But yeah, not entirely sure what else to actually do with this thing for right now. I would like to add bombs, but I don't think there are any bombs, are there? Are there any bombs? Weapons? We have hard points. We have rocket pods. We have a drum magazine. We have guns. We have AGMs and AMRAAMs and IR missiles, but we don't have any bombs. So for now, there is no bombing gonna go on. What we could do is actually add drop pods and use those as bombs for now, but we're not gonna do that. Wait, these were angled, and they just weren't angled when we were in there. That's strange. That is very weird. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here for now. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, where we might add a Parasite Fighters to this. Maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.